Welcome again to Workplace Whispers, where we give you everything juicy gist about everything HR, from how you can land your dream job to how you can upscale in your career to what employees need to get for them to land that job. I am Anne Okorafor, and with me, as you know, on the show is Praise.
Praise is my name, and I must say, I'm going to come to your wardrobe. I plan on coming to your wardrobe.
Excuse me, don't come. Just
every day.
Stay there.
Are you the owner of the show? Are you the guest?
So just sit in full. What are you saying about the dress?
You look really colorful.
Thank you, girl.
Really amazing.
Thank you, girl.
Really
Thank
dramatic
you, girl.
as usual.
Yes, guys. And we are not alone. But before we go into that, today we'll be talking about, Praise, help us.
Yeah, so definitely we're talking about employability in Nigeria. So these things that we hear about young people not being employable, what is the issue? Are you employable watching us from home?
Yes.
Conversations around tech innovation and job, preparing young people for the job market, all of those things. So at this point, it's very advisable that you tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend and share this video with your friends, because it's gonna be hot in here.
It's gonna be really hot. And honestly, with the way tech is going and advancing, do you think Nigerian youths now are ready for what's coming in the future? So we are going to be talking about all of that. But then, what is Workplace Whispers without a guest?
I don't know. Tell me, because I'm not even an expert. What do we know about? We know
what
tech
do we
now.
know
At least we press
tech?
calculator.
Well.
I'm all about the money.
Yes, and today joining us on this episode is a
Yes.
very fine young man. Currently, he's the lead web designer at Seamless HR, amongst other things. Ladies and gentlemen, Workplace Whispers, I give you Ademola Alabi. This is where the drum rolls. Come on. It's nice to have you on the show, sir.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
And like he will say, sometimes he'll tell you, "Don't call me Sam, not this Sam."
You called me. I'm just trying to pressure. I'm like, please, I'm not a star.
I don't know why they run away from that. Please, very sir, accept it with your full chest. You know what I'm saying? Okay, guys. So let's delve right into it without taking your time. But before we go into that, let me ask you, because now millennials and Gen Zs, they feel like they can just fly. When they see somebody making it, they feel like, oh, they just want to get there. But we need to know, is there a process? Well, I know there's a process, but we need to hear your backstory so that all the young people who are looking up to you for mentorship and all of that, can know that there is a process, there is a story.
Yeah.
So tell us, what was your process like before you got into the tech industry?
Hi everyone again. My name is Ademola and I'm happy to be here. I would agree with you that there is a process, and it is very important that you understand that there is no free money in tech. You actually have to work for it, right? But tech is good, but there's no free money in tech. There's no money flying around and just
Everybody's going to
tech.
Guy, tech is the new oil, actually. Tech is the new oil, because I mean,
do I have a future here?
So I know someone that studied economics in school, and while he was in school, he was just doing web development and other software development generally, just for the side. Yeah, and then this guy left school. Next thing, he got outside the country. He's in Germany currently, working with them full time, and they paid all expense paid visa. So tech is the real deal now. So tell us, how did you delve into tech?
I started pretty early. I think the interest started from my dad and my uncle. So my dad he still is a printer, so he takes me to the press a lot. Lookpeju, machine, right? Exactly. So I saw, and then back then you can see all of these actors and actresses at Motion printing their banners for their movies and everything, and it's quite interesting. And I've been very creative really early. I remember that one I can remember was when I was secondary school. I was doing this wristband where you use like the rope that the malam used to fix your shoe. So you use it to like ride different countries to do stuff, and then I would place my mom shop and sell. I was doing like the necklace and everything. And at some point, I was staying back then in Amuodofin, so people from Festa could come and they were buying it in bulk. During the October 1st, we do the Nigerian one like a lot, and people want to say exactly they want to buy it. So I've been pretty creative from really, and this was born from being introvert. I don't like being around people back then.
Back then, I'm glad you said back then.
Exactly.
Right. I didn't like
Look
being
at this
around
outspoken
people.
gentleman.
I didn't like being around people,
Okay.
and I
Yeah.
think the person that understood me the most was my mom. And I think that I found solace in technology. Right, you can easily do stuff. You don't have to engage people to do it. Right, it extend beyond the borders. Right, you can build stuff. Right now, I'm working with clients across the globe. Some of my colleagues are not in my time zone, but we work together. Right, and it's just amazing. Right, and this is just one side of tech. Have you thought about tech in healthcare? Tech in power? We have Siemens and federal government of Nigeria signing. There's a lot of tech everywhere. It's not just. It's everywhere.
It has entered all the industries, even marketing.
Exactly. So it's really amazing. But I started really early, and from there I moved to, from even when I was in university. Sorry that you said resonates with mine, because I was doing banking and finance, but I was doing printing, design. I was flashing people's phone. In fact, I was writing proposals. I was 17, 18. I got to university at 16. So at 18, I was writing proposals to departmental presidents for ID card. This thing. So in fact,
My goodness.
I mean, how to go you were in business.
yes.
I
I got into trouble at some point for this, but it's interesting. You have to want to fail. That's how you learn.
want to fail.
Exactly. I'll get money from the house, and then I'll use that money to buy data.
Jehovah.
Your story is just really amazing and mind-blowing, taking us through that journey and all of that. And there's something that, I saw going through your LinkedIn post, because it was the fact that you were self-taught. And I'm trying, what was that English? Because I had to go and check it too. Autodidact. He taught me English.
What? It sounds like
That's the cool thing about this job. You do your job and you learn some new words as well. So,
Exactly.
self-taught and all of that, really amazing. So all of these things, being an entrepreneur, would you say maybe it was your maybe family influence, or you just saw yourself and thought yourself all through that? Did anybody have any figure,
Or
have
was
any
it hunger?
example in your life?
Hunger was a big part of it. Right. And that's it. But one thing that has been an underlying spirit for me is helping people. Right. I really in fact, I'm happy to be scammed by some people.
Oh, you've been scammed.
A lot of times, obviously. I just I'm the kind of person that I think it's typical Nigeria. When I buy a bad product, I will hardly complain about it. I'll just say, someone has gone and stuff like that. Right. But the underlying, I feel like technology can help a whole lot of people. I have built a number of products. Right now, I have a product that is being used by millions of people across the globe, and people don't know. In fact, one of my friend that went to university together recently saw a platform. She's not even in Lagos. She saw a platform and she screenshotted it and sent to me. Said, "You used this." I said, "How did you know?" She said, "I saw your name. I saw Ademola Alabi. There's many Ademola Alabi, but then I now saw so and so. I know it was you." But this has been, even pastors, a lot of people use them and they don't even know that. You can be beside me opening it and you wouldn't know that I did. I feel like technology is, you're able to help a lot of people without necessarily having to shell out a lot of money from your pocket. Right? You can build things that can help so many people. It's a big thing for me. Exactly. I've mentored a lot of people. People. Exactly. I've mentored a lot of people. Right now, I have somebody that I mentor that is doing fine for himself. In fact, there's a kind of project that he brings to me that I feel like it's too small for me to handle. I'll just call this guy.
And he'll be paid for it.
I will pay for it. What do you mean?
He will be paid. The person
He's
that
fine and good now. He's working for 3 companies.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, I need help. This subject about mentorship comes up everywhere. You go to talks and they say talk about mentorship. But I have a problem with mentorship.
Okay.
Because this is me now being, playing all my cards out here. I'm like, I meet you for the first time. I don't know you. I don't know anything about you and all of that. What's the process to going to meet you and just telling you that I want you to be my mentor? How do you actually get mentors? And what is the process of you connecting with this guy? Because first of all, this guy doesn't know me. She doesn't know me from anywhere. So they are not, liable to helping me or anything. Is there a process in going to reach out for mentorship? Because that's where most people get it wrong in their career
Actually,
journey, because we
yes.
work alone most times.
Exactly.
So how do we do it? Because now I want mentorship from you. How do I?
Well, I don't know if I can mention it, but nonetheless,
Because I say career.
the way mentorship work for me is number
Yeah.
one, there is no structured way to mentorship.
Mm.
In fact, that young man I'm talking about is just one of the few people that was patient enough to work with me. Because if you see me work, because I've been doing this for many years, I'll probably be using a lot of shortcuts when I'm using my laptop.
Yeah.
And you'll be like, what did he press? How did he get from there to there? But then this young man was quite patient, right? Now, my company is doing something called codable mentorship. That one is a structured plan, right? But there's a lot of misconception around mentorship. A lot of people have turned their mentors to their helper. So you kind of beg, and obviously,
Exactly.
So if I have mentor in
So you-
Adenuga, I cannot ask
you can no. It's not like you cannot ask him, but then see, there's a way to these things.
Exactly.
You come, and mentorship is a two-way thing. As you are giving, as you are collecting, you also have to give.
You have to give something.
You have to give it.
Yeah.
You'll probably be the errand person. I have one of my mentors in Canada now, right? And how did we meet? A friend linked me up, wanted to do a website. Can I tell you that website never came live, but we became friends? That website never came live because the structure and everything was so. It was a businessman in trade fair at that time, a very rich businessman, but he took interest. I'd be like, oh, and I told him one day, I said, we have been discussing beyond work, and I see you like somebody that I would like to, be like in the future. And he said, he's told me that he was already doing that to me. Like, these are people that I can call beyond and be like, oh, and I can tell you I've enjoyed amazing mentorship. Oh, so and so, I am saving for a car. I don't want to use all my savings. And this is a real life story. I don't want to use all my savings. I have 3 million. And the next thing my mentor will say is like, I will add 1 million. Because at that point, I'm just running it by.
Yeah.
I'm not even asking, right? You are going there, you are helping out. Check and everything. We tying all of this together. Innovation does not have to be a very, very big thing. You don't have to invent anything. It's just you improving something by just a little, just something small. For instance, now this thing is, your recording studio now is really, really good. But to come maybe tomorrow, an intern will come and be like, let's put the light somewhere, and it will just improve the entire.
Exactly.
That is innovation.
Yeah, innovation.
That is you. That is just, and that person will never be forgotten. You see, you'll be like,
In sense of time, really.
I want to, this boy, I want to,
Exactly.
So that is just it. All my former bosses have took interest in me because I am willing to help at any time. In fact, the last meeting I had some months ago in my former place of work, the CEO called the HR, right? There was when the social club in VI,
Yeah.
and the HR was there, and was like, why did you allow this boy to resign? So it goes beyond the work.
Has to do with the relationship.
You have to
too.
do.
Relationship.
Social capital is a big. When you hear people say, I can't, and I'm not. This is not me bragging or saying anything.
If you want to brag.
I'm not
Please,
bragging.
man, Lagos there.
I'm not bragging,
Feel
but
free.
I can say
Okay.
I can say for certain that
Yeah.
since I left university,
Mm.
I've not looked for a job. In fact, this past week,
What would you owe
the
that
company reached out to me like,
for?
oh, I said, you're LinkedIn, are you available? And that is in the middle of pandemic. I was getting offers. That time I wasn't. My fiance was like, "Who are you? People are looking for job. People are saying you're telling them that you don't have time. What do you mean?
Wow.
You get?" But then at some point,
Okay.
if you do good job, if you're an amazing person, referrals will always come through for you. You don't have
Definitely,
to
that's
pay
true.
me.
That's really
Just
true.
build your social
That one
capital
thing.
over time.
Okay, so you would owe that to you working on yourself and building good relationships, social capital, and that was what has been helping you land these gigs. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, but the intent was not to build social capital.
Okay.
The intent was just to do amazing work and just
To do amazing
you
work and be
always-
excellent.
Exactly. That's the intent. Sometimes some of my CEOs will just call me out and be like, one day my CEO said, and the former one, and said on the WhatsApp group of the company, and said, Ademola, where is this creative for so? I know you to be very efficient. And he said it out there, like publicly. And I'm like, this guy is trying to prank me. He was like, just send the creative, and I was like, I know. And I'm just trying to, try to pull your leg. And it's don't go into that work relationship with saying, okay, I want to be close to this person. I want to be. Your work will speak.
Your work will
Your
speak.
work will speak.
Okay, because really that's actually some people's growth plan in the work environment. Is that bad? Because there's also something about be in relationship like your boss now and all of that, you trying to grow in terms of relationship, you want to be close to this guy because he's your boss.
Exactly.
And when promotion cycle comes, he will promote you and all of that.
When they
So is
make
that a
this
wrong
discussion
move?
in the room, you're not,
Is
you're not
that
in the
really a
room
wrong move?
to be close to them.
To be close to them for promotion.
So they
with,
say-
with that intent, yes.
They say that there's office politics and everything. There's politics everywhere, even in church, right? So, what has worked for me is this: I kind of appraise myself before appraisal. I do that a lot. Any company I go into, I'm going to ask my colleague, "Oh, I've been here for 6 months. What do you think?" I asked one of my colleagues then, and it was appraisal time. I said, I've been that time I was in the stock exchange industry, and I said, I've been here for how many months? What do you think of my performance? This guy was one of the head of department, and he look at me and said to me, he said, the way the CEO speak about you, he will fire everybody before he fires you.
Okay.
He said that to me, and then you want people to know that, okay, beyond work, I'm also human. I know that there are limits for these things, but if you know me, I kind of poke nose. I want to know. I want to be. I am. You cannot hide things from me. I am intuitive. Like when I see one thing, I can bring out 3 things from it as well. So I kind of enjoy that, and I think I'm trying to, given my thought process in life, if you do all of these things excellently well, you are going to have amazing mentorship around you, right? They also by force mentorship. When people come close to me, I don't like it, but some people are very insistent, and I be like, oh, this one is serious.
Exactly, because when
They
you're
have like
sometimes you want the extra push from them.
I don't necessarily want it. I don't like, it's my comfort zone. I don't want to come inside. But then when I see that, okay, this person is hungry and wants to do something, okay, don't worry, let's
isn't
go.
that you barging into the person's space and all of that?
Because sometimes that's what keeps us mentees away. We don't want to get into your space. We don't want to inconvenience you.
Because you feel like
You guys are in my generation, and that is what is keeping us back. The millennials, we are always like, I don't want to offend that person.
Yeah, okay.
I don't want.
Okay.
The Gen Z are like,
We need to have
hello.
last you say no.
Hello,
and I'll move on.
you get the Gen Zs are like, hello, are you? They ask for more money without the time for promotion, and they get it. What is the worst that can come out of it? No, that is what is keeping us. And in fact, the story you gave now, there is one of person that was interning when I was a team leader at one of the companies I've worked.
Okay.
In the middle of the pandemic, while me I was racking my head, companies were coming for me and stuff, and I was trying to get married at the time, and this young man, he was in uni. He didn't like school, but obviously he was in love with his tech, doing all of those things. Bloomberg came to fly him out of the country in the middle of pandemic.
Wow.
Yes, now he's one of the senior dev at Bloomberg UK. Bloomberg came to fly him, but he left all the degrees that he was in. He doesn't even go to school. He's like, what am I doing in class?
Jesus. Do you know what you're bringing us back to? This school matter.
And I think we should go there because and you also talked about this particular generation, the Gen Z generation, which I sometimes like to identify as.
Give up.
But I think those people are very, very.
They know what they want. It's not about making schooling irrelevant, right? But they know what they want. For me now, I did banking and finance. As at 300 level, I had lost interest in my course.
In banking and finance?
I had lost interest. In fact, by the time my second semester of 200 level results came out, I was the second highest as at 100 level in terms of grade, like first class and everything. And by the time the 200 level second semester came out, my lecturer called me and said, "Are you having family problem?" Because he just went, "Pew. Is something happening?" Because I had lost interest. What is this? What am I reading? And I know my background. I went to government school. There was no advisor to say, okay, what are your interests? Should you have gone to science class? Should you have gone to this? It's now that I'm trying to fix it by doing, okay, I'm a tech in marketing. Let me go for masters in marketing. I have time now. I can do anything I want. Sure, you get. But that's foundation. If I didn't take things by force, I probably would have missed it.
Okay, I don't want us to miss something very important here. Back to that conversation, employability, Nigerian youth and employability. Exactly. We talked about Gen Z, the very peculiar lot of all. Now, there's this never dying conversation of if Nigerian youths are actually employable. If we hear HR experts every 2 market days come out and say that, we had an interview with this person, these are the things they did wrong and all of that. Would you also follow that school of thought that Nigerian youth are not, employable? Is it a question of the curriculum? Is it a question of the curriculum being outdated? Because I remember, I think it was UNESCO at some point talked about outdated curriculums and all of those things in teaching. What do you think in that regard?
So I don't think we have a problem of skills in Nigeria. I think we have a problem of opportunities. Yeah, we do.
Okay.
There's a lot of our amazing people. If they are not really good there, how come they shine outside of the country?
Sure.
How come? What changed? What changed? Right here, as you are, my masters that I just did now, I will not mention the school. I was frustrated. I'm like, if at this level, I'm facing this kind of craziness from lecturers and how much more undergraduates? You get treated, you cannot ask questions. Right? I've studied how they study over there, and when you fail a course, you are allowed to receive. The teacher will, in fact, the teacher will, I was still telling my wife this morning because we were talking about transportation in Nigeria and the failure, and I was saying that in 2012, a Japanese train driver killed himself, committed suicide because he was 50 seconds late to the next station.
What?
Yes. He killed himself. Right here, everybody is using a form of power to just stamp on the next person. You can't ask questions. Now, you go to a school now as fresher. Not only is the lecturer stamping on you, some 200 level, like, who are you? Just came. In fact, when I entered university, thank God I went to a state school. When I entered university, I was so small. And I was scared. I was in my room for like 3 days. I didn't come out. Because people that were passing were like giants. I was eating raw indomie that I brought, and when I came out, one of the first statements from one of the big guys was like, when did they allow children to start coming to university?
Wow, intimidation.
Sure, get. So we don't have problems. So now our talents are competing on a global scale.
Exactly.
That's the point.
That's why I talk about that outdated curriculum.
Competing on a global scale. People are learning online. Yesterday, I still gifted somebody a course from Udemy because she said she wanted to learn something. I gifted her that course, and I'm very sure that if she do it diligently, before you know, she has gone. Things needs to change. Lecturers taught processes need to change. That's why you have Covenant. Covenant University is one of the amazing schools in Nigeria because they do their things right. But we have so many vices in school, from the lecturers to this thing. I know some people that I don't want to put anybody under the bus, right? But in some Nigerian universities, some people don't go to school and they pass.
Yeah.
Do we want to go there?
I don't want to go there. But then we know the system that we have. It's really, really bad.
Okay.
It's really, really bad. And then some people cannot operate in such. They're frustrated. How will you cope? You just want to read, study, and go home. You cannot. Politics, someone gays. In fact, not only boy abusing girls are abusing boys. I can go into that line and talk about many things. So people just feel like, okay, because you are coming to school, you have good grades, you are a problem. So people will attack you. So people would. The Nigerian system is a crazy thing. But like my former CEO said, and I'm saying it again, we don't have a problem of skills, we have a problem of opportunities. If given the right opportunities, you don't even hear about some companies' employment, just employ people. It's just recently I started hearing about federal, the FRSC. Is it FRSC or the FIRS? When did you know that they used to employ before? But people are there. My wife is an accountant, she goes there, she's always, when she comes, she'll be like, I'm the one that was doing the, when I went there, I was teaching the guy what to do.
Now they promoted him.
She has been trying to say, how did they employ? Let me work there. So we don't have the skill problem, we have opportunity problem.
Opportunity problem.
Yes.
I mean, because we hear that conversation a lot of times come up, and we're like, we see it
People
everywhere.
that complain about that a lot
that.
is people that don't want to pay salaries, and they don't want to hire the right people. They cannot remunerate very well.
Yes, because I mean,
So
how would you list all that skill and you're like, okay, you see the pay 50,000. Let's have that conversation in the office this week.
It's really crazy.
So I was thinking, maybe was it from the tech angle? Are we ready to? Because there's something you mentioned, the global scale. Because like it or leave it, we are supposed to operate on the global scale. You see these guys in China far ahead, doing great stuff. I mean, and nobody's going to hear that I'm from Nigeria. When you go there, you're going to compete on a global
We're
scale.
building our own infrastructure. So, right? In my house now, I have unlimited internet, I have unlimited power because I paid for it. I had to do solar, I had to do different things just to make. But once I leave my 4 walls of my house, I'm back to my street that is not out. I'm back to paying millions of naira. So, we're wasting economic power. We're wasting economic time. I drove all the way. If there was a train that has a time from that place, do I have to drive? Before I did the solar, do you know how many hours I spent queuing for fuel for my generator? Sometimes you queue, they'll be like, we're not selling for cake. Or somebody will be like, I'll buy for cake for you, pay me 500 naira. We're wasting time. All those times now, I have solar. I'm more productive because I don't have to worry about power. I don't have to worry. But somebody somewhere is working remotely, and then your colleague in abroad is saying, "Where is this thing?" And you're like, "My life just."
You can't even relate. Can't understand. What?
They can't.
They can't relate.
They can't. It's somehow
You
they
really
can't.
can't relate.
Come on.
So
it's a
so
lot.
it
It's a lot.
gets.
Yeah, we'll get
You're
to.
telling somebody to come and do work for 50k. From Surulere to CMS now is 1,000 naira. On a good day, it's 1,500. I'm telling you, it's on a good day.
There, and how much were you to get to work?
My
before you
darling,
started?
let's not even go there. Just leave it.
So tell me, how would and they don't want to pay the right money? How will you do it?
Okay,
How?
but the way we have been talking since is as if we are blaming the government. I don't know.
Okay,
who we are blaming.
I'm not blaming
But,
anybody.
but yes, I know that.
But if you can leave this country, run for your life.
Oh, he said it all.
You don't want to stay and build. What do you mean?
I'm here.
Oh my God.
Is this is the Nigerian office? This is the Nigerian office. I am here.
We need this together. We are patriotic.
I hear you.
Okay. So yes, why there is that? The problem is not the skills. The problem is opportunity.
Yeah.
But can we not also look at it from the other angle? What if we have the opportunity right now? If the government or a foreign body comes right now and say, okay, Nigerians, see people say it's opportunity you are looking for. Now this is it. We are going to give you X, Y, Z this to do this and this and this in the global tech space.
Thank you.
Do you think most Nigerian youths, as at now, let me say graduates, can compete with that?
Okay. So, why I cannot answer for all the Nigerian graduates because I don't know them. They don't know me.
They don't
I don't. Nigeria is very bad at data. We don't do data.
We
We don't do data. It's the new generational startup that are doing data and we can see salary. Before we don't, that is what is making us to ask for more money because we don't even know how much the next person to us is earning. The organization abused this so much that your junior is earning more than you because they know that nobody will talk. They abuse that so much. We don't have data. Nobody's proving anything. So I'm not saying that when a foreign company comes and say, okay, we have all the opportunities, they would find all the graduates very, very compliant. They are good. They have everything. But I'm competent, yes. But I'm very sure that they will get people. I'm very, very certain. I was at one of the Nigerian institutional office the other day for a document, right? And right there, while we're queuing, something that they told us to come by so time, while we're queuing, sitting down, somebody was beside me, a young boy who was joining a tech event. Do you know how relentless we are?
Wow, I mean, that's
Do you know what, people are coding on their phone.
I mean, going the extra mile.
She gets, and you're telling me that
We got resilient people. We
We
go there and
have.
see people doing all manner of things just to,
your first
send money home.
job
Every
is
industry.
your first job
Industry.
that you will probably get out of university. You'll probably be doing like 5 people's job.
Maybe any
You
20K.
open gates,
Speak my
you want
story.
generator, you will sweep the company. And you are
I
saying,
remember when I had to wake up to go and pick children from their houses to take them to school.
How
I
much are
did
you
that.
earning?
Guy, should I say?
Please say it.
Guy,
Talk about the story. From the bottom now.
25k full graduate like
You
me.
tried
Guy,
now.
can you see that?
that was
Really?
terrible.
Mine was 7K, but I wasn't
Oh my
regarded
God.
there at all.
You get, so we so you can see the problem. You can see
Yeah,
the problem.
yeah.
It's really, I'm saying this because I think I should put it out there that employment right now is a global issue,
It is.
right? But for Nigeria, it's really bad. It's really, really bad. The government don't even know how many people graduate per year. They don't even know what industry to work on. We have go on Twitter, see what people are doing in tech. Apple, you find Nigeria there. Microsoft, you find Nigerians there. There is no company that you will not find Nigeria. Everywhere. Are you now saying that we are that stupid? No.
Okay. So since this is the case now, we have some employees already working in certain organizations. Now let's talk to the employers. What can they do to help their employees upskill, to be able to compete? What do you think?
That is also
Yeah.
very, very. I saw that in real life and I hated it. I hated it because I joined the company and I met some people there that were 20 years in that company. Like they were there when I was in primary school. And I'm any more than them. They can't leave. because they don't do anything else.
Why can't they leave? Because that question, we're talking about job hopping at one point.
Yes.
So it's not even
Why?
jump hopping, because somebody like me now, I won't say I'm not jump hopping. My first job was how many years? The last one I left was about 5 years. Is that jump hopping? No, I'm very loyal. I like to make sure I make my mark in a company before I leave.
How many years, Max, have you stayed in the company?
I would say 5 years.
That's good.
That's good.
5 years. After that, I have 3 years. And some reason, and there is none of this place I made my mark, right? Now, in terms of learning, we know the Nigerian system, even federal government, we know how they operate. Your learning you have for the company to train you, there's one part, but there's another part of you. In fact, that is most important, of you training yourself.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, the company is not you. If something do you today,
They'll
they
move on.
It is on you. Me, I tell people, it is on you.
That's the truth.
It is on you. It's you that, in fact, this is one of the reasons why I left my former company training, because not only did I train myself, I got my equipment. Like, I like to be productive. In fact, I have tech in my house that my wife like, why did you buy this? Why did you buy that? Why did you buy it? But anything that will make me just be able to, what I was doing in 5 minutes, can I do it in 2 minutes? I'll buy it. I'll buy it because I want to be able to do more. How much? This is the time I have strength. When you hear stories of people that are now in their 50s, they don't have strength. So this is the time I have strength. This is the time to do everything, right? So, but the training company has a side to do, and there's a lot of free training. We have the internet. You have to upskill yourself. You have to make yourself attractive to your next employer.
For someone that's like 35, 45, at some point you said moving is a virtue of time and age. What kind of skills is there an age bracket for learning tech? What kind of skills would they do at that time? Would they learn at that time? I mean, this person is 45 years old, almost thinking, oh, that's why I have to be here. I can't move because where do I want to go to from here? Do you get? What do I do after this?
It will be dangerous of me to advise such people because I'm not there yet and I don't know what their experiences are. Right? But I don't think it's late to learn anything. We have had people. We've heard of many companies like it was in McDonald's that started really, really late. And I'm not sure, one of the food ventures, right? So and I've seen people restart their life. We have people in Nigeria. See, I don't want to say everything is so bad, but just yesterday, one of the stories that trended on social media was a guy that was in prison for 10 years without doing anything.
Yeah, I think I saw that.
We have people like that. They come out and they restart their life and they are fine. See, you owe yourself a good life. You owe yourself. Nobody else, nobody can give you. You owe yourself.
Not your employer. They can't even pay you how much you want to be, your worth.
The money is never enough. The employer, at the end of the day, the company will always pay themselves first. Even your HRO, I used to blame HRO a lot. Okay. But then I see them like, okay, we are colleagues, so they can fire you. Because I get to move too close to them. I'm like, I see their sweat, I can understand. You are also like me. You get. You just have more information than me, but we are the same.
Exactly.
So I'm beginning to see them in that light, and I'm like, oh. Sometimes when they're kind of some work going, I'm like, hey, yeah, sorry, well done, hey, yeah. When people are having complaint, hey, yeah. I'm beginning to see them in that light, right? But you really owe it to yourself, your success, everything. It's what we are speaking about now around this question. It's a lot of things needs to happen. These tech things now, where this place that I am now, I'm 30 years old, by the way. The stage that I am now, a number of people are not there, but a lot of people that are not up to me also have gone further. Right. Some people started really, really early. Some people started late. It is really depending on how much time you can put, how much you want it. How much do you want it? Right? People's story can change. It's up to you. It's up to you. Your life is up to you. Nobody owes you shit. Sorry for my language.
French. I mean, super amazing conversation. But is this workplace whispers, right? You've shared amazing nuggets. In fact, at some point I was moved to tears. I'm like, oh God, praise my life. But no, I can't. My steeds. Wait till you call do my steeds. No, but really. So one thing we like to do here, we like to give one. If you were to share one secret, it's a secret. So someone listening about your life, about something that you think they should learn to know at this point that has led you to who you are at the moment, what would that secret be?
Why am I sharing myself?
You have to share your secrets now. So you like helping people.
Yes. Exactly. You like helping. Help us. Help us.
One.
Just one.
Okay. Now I don't know which. You should have told me.
Lots of secrets. You have plenty of secrets.
He has plenty secrets.
Just
I think one thing you can just do is to make your life really, really good is treat people the way you want to be treated, really. Because even in fact, I don't think I've spoken about my wife as much in this. I want to speak about my wife. So, in the context of what I said, right? You've heard about husband and wife. Sometimes you see some love it up like, oh, amazing. Sometimes you see people fighting like, God forbid. But the relationship of husband and wife is depending on what you bring as the husband. Whatever you give to a woman, she multiplies. If you bring war, if you bring war, if you bring war, is you that know your house will be. In fact, what they're doing in Russia, Ukraine will not be compared to what will be happening in your house. And if you bring sweetness, you will enjoy it, right? So treat others right, and it's very, very important because you will always. There's some things that I'm enjoying now that are as a result of something I've done before. I've forgotten. In fact, one of the jobs that broke me out into tech, that gave me my first 6 figure, this was about 8-9 years ago, was a young man I helped in a tech event in Yaba Tech many years ago. I recall. Then I was in a tech event, and then you have the auditorium in Yaba Tech. It goes all the way from top to bottom, and I was sitting in the middle row, and then this guy was at the back, and they were teaching us. But I know more than the lecturers. I was going really far, and the guy who was watching my screen, and then he came and said, "I've been watching you. You seem to know this thing more than. Can you help me? I'm stuck here. I helped the guy, and following some month after that, WhatsApp released what they call WhatsApp status. I was on Ikeja Bridge. I was just scrolling through my phone, and I saw this guy posted, "Developer needed in Ikoyi." So, and I reached out and I said, "You did a job. I know this guy." In sense. And the next thing I got was a foreign call from a foreign number. It was my former CEO, and he said, "Oh, hi, my name is so and so. I heard so much about you. Will you like to come speak to us?" That was my first. In fact, when I went to see that interview, I had a smaller figure. When they asked me, the guy said, "The so amount, I can't remember. I think it was 100 or 200." And I said, "Are you okay?" He kept asking me, "How much do you want?" I said, "Just left school which day." He said, "Will 100,000 be okay for a start?" Before I left there, I did 2 years and 6 months. Before I left there, my salary has skyrocketed to 280k.
At that time.
Right? So, and this keep happening. Guess what my next job was? That job had a training center. We were training executive, and I was training. And this other guy came when I was training and said, "The way you taught us now," I have a lot of cars in my house. I'm a trainer, so, people were like, "Oh, I like your training, I like this, I like that." The guy said, "Please, whatever you are doing, my CEO would like to meet you." That was how I got the next job. And all of this job, there's always a disclaimer. In fact, number one, it's always a problem to have. It's a difficult conversation with me and whoever is leading, maybe the CEO. Be like, "Are you sure you want to go?" And I have it. They always give me like a blank check. "Should you want to come back, please let us know."
Treat people the way you want to be treated.
You always.
That's beautiful.
These are people that will write recommendation for
Yeah.
you.
Of course.
Yeah.
When I told my former CEO that I'm leaving, in fact, when I went to his office, I told the PA, because the PA was saying, "Jalo, sorry, I didn't want to mention him, forgive me." He said, "This person will shout to." And immediately I came back, he said, he's not around. Immediately I came back, he said, he shouted, "Mugbe." When I went to see him, he said, we'll try. And this is the person that I still have meeting with some months ago. He's still calling me and saying, "How are you? How is everything?" Sure, you get. So if you do something, I don't know what I did, but I am always willing to. If we have to stay extra hour to just do something right, that's the innovation. Just this tiny small thing that you just do. You don't have to carry buckets. You don't have to carry so much. Just one tiny thing. Is it presentation you know how to do? Help out. Don't believe back and say, "This is what they employed me for." Don't do that. Have the company at heart. There is no company that I've offered that will call me that I will not answer, because for some years they paid my bills. So I have to respect that. For some years I tie every of my salary to something. every of my gifts. I have some gifts in my house. When I look at my kitchen, I'll be like, this guy from so person. Because when I get the funds, I tie it to something, so I can always be appreciative of them.
I mean,
Right.
there's so much to learn.
I
And
mean,
we have to go.
extra
Just
mile. We really need to go the extra mile. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Thank you very much, Ademola. That was awesome. The session was so awesome. Thank you very much, Praise. What do you have to say?
I have to say thank you. Oh my god! And I also want to be a mentee. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, so if people who are watching right now needs to reach out to you, how do they do that? How can they reach out to you?
So just message me on LinkedIn or something.
Yeah.
Right, please.
LinkedIn should be fine.
I would do well to respond.
Okay, so reach out to him on LinkedIn at
Ademola Alabi, just as for Ademola
Ademola Alabi.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Ademola Alabi. Thank you very much, Praise, for being on the show.
Thank you so much, Anne, for being beautiful as usual.
Thank you.
With your amazing dress.
I don't think I'm
Oh
saying
my
you know what I'm
God.
saying today. You know what I'm saying?
You need to.
Okay, guys, but before we go, guess who is coming to town? Praise.
Who is coming to town?
Santa Cruz.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
It's Christmas.
So, in the spirit of Christmas, we want to wish you all a Merry
Christmas in advance. Oh my god. I love Christmas.
And see you next
Happiest
year.
holiday.
Bye guys. Ho ho ho.
Ho ho ho. Bye.